the first place in this year's competition. The host paused. Mengting to the students. 142 points. Mengting to stand up. She also did not expect to really succeed. Her heart beat a little fast. 8,000 ah. He Junming below was also confused. I won? Fang Tan and He Han also froze. He Junming, she is so powerful, oh my god. Jiangren meaning unclear laugh. He Han said, where are you going, brother Shinobu? The company's main business is to provide a wide range of products and services to the public. The organizers were very crisp and sharp, and led the top 3 on stage to receive their awards, each with a corresponding certificate and a bank card. The first 3 were awarded on the stage, each with a certificate and a bank card, and Lu Yu stood beside Mengting. Her face was not very good. She had won the first place for several years, and thought that this year was also a sure thing, but it was taken by Meng. The problem is also the mentality of Lu Yu. Her mind is all on Jiangren. Reading books are inattentive. In previous years, she was able to score 140 points, but this year she only scored 136. In the end, she is not too old. Her mind is very obvious. When the stage, Lu Yu has adjusted the expression, smiling to Mengting. Congratulations, sister. Ah. Mengting too is not good at saying polite words. Heard the words, also gently said, thank you. Also congratulate Lu Yu, school sister. The first one is the first one. The first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you want to do. The poor and simple, like the dusty, except for the good grades, nothing. And Lu Yu, the only thing that embarrassed her was the fact that she was beautiful and from a good family, and her good grades were just the icing on the cake. The only thing that makes her embarrassed is that she said in front of Jiangren that she would take the first place to show them, but now she is the second. After the photographer took the group photo, the students went home. Most of the parents were comforting their children who had failed, and then walked out of the art gallery together. Mengting to the last. She was still carrying her light blue school bag. It was already noon. The sun was shining high. The sun was shining high. The sunlight was hanging high. She couldn't help but hang her eyes. Her hand gently rested on her forehead. Countless colorful balloons were hanging outside, celebrating the arrival of Thanksgiving. A long, strong hand appeared in front of her eyes. The teenager was still wearing black leather gloves. He was holding a pink ice cream. Mengting that. She was startled, raised her eyes to look at him. He laughed. Look at the old me, what to do. Take ah. Mengting to him, not too much. Did not want to take his things. She looked at her toes. I cannot want. And then try again. He was really mean. I'll try again. He's really mean. Mengting to no way. Reached out and took it. The year the country did not have the popularity of such delicate ice cream. After growing up, her mother died. She never bought any snacks. After her mother died, she never bought any snacks. This one in her hand was not. It was a small crown, a luxury Italian ice cream. She had seen a few years later, $100. The water in the small fountain was crystal clear, and she was forced to hold it with a few moments of helplessness. Mengting really afraid that he's still like himself as in his previous life, so he mustered up the courage to ask him, why did you give me this ah? The company's main business is to provide a wide range of products and services to its customers. I've lost a bet, so I'll let you eat it. So much gibberish. The first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you're doing. The first time, the summer bloom of gardenia, light and green, the body of her very fragrant. A close to be able to smell, like the first bloom of summer gardenia. Mengting, your grades are very good. The first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you're getting into. The first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you are doing. I'm not sure if I'm a good person, but I'm a good person. But in her world, she was taught from childhood that one should be modest and gentle, not proud and self-congratulatory. The presence of Jiangren is like the most rebellious and unrestrained light, cutting through all the pretense of modesty. Mengting to the red face, found it impossible to refute. I want to go home. She took a step back, away from him. The company's main business is to provide a wide range of products and services to the public. The first thing you need to do is to take a look at the actual website. The smile at the corner of Jiangren's lips faded. The first thing you need to do is to take a look at the back of the car. The actual fact is that you can't say why, but you want to be a bit of a bitch. He Junming in the distance, dumbfounded for half a day. Not the brother did not participate in the bet. Jiangren walked over and threw the motorcycle keys to him. Give me to get the car back. Seeing that he was about to leave after the explanation, Lu Yu suddenly said, Jiangren, you're not actually here to give me gas today, are you? Jiang Shinobu smiled. You said, what do you think? Lu Yu's eyes are almost red. You came to see her, but everyone in our school knows that her eyes. Jiangren coldly looked at her. You are finished. Ah, the first time I saw the company, I thought it would be a good idea to have a good time. She originally thought that he and Shin Yuqing split up. She had a chance, but now it seems that it is not so. The first thing that happened was that he came to look for Meng, but Meng had a problem with his eyes. But under Jiang Ren's gaze, Lu Yu could not say anything. She could only watch Jiang Ren leave. He Han froze for a long time. I think he did not have a little interest in Meng Ting. Ah, he Junming looked at the car keys in his hand and felt the sky was collapsing. What is his taste of fuck? He still remembers the student card on the Meng Ting to the face of that respect. The first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you're doing. The car that Meng Ting home is the 382 bus. 10 minutes a time, quite fast. The first time she got on the bus was at the end of the rush hour, and the bus was crowded. The driver spoke in dialect and told everyone to move backwards. Meng Ting to the traffic card, raised his hand and pulled the overhead ring. The last second the door was about to close. Jiang Ren got on the bus. He took the bus for the first time in his life, and when he saw all the heads, he couldn't help but let out a TSK. The teacher reminded him in broken Mandarin, "Young man, either pay or swipe the card." Jiang Ren asked, "How much?" The master said $1. Jiang Ren touched his pocket. Half a long time, he raised his eyes to look at Meng Ting. "Smile a little bad. Master, I do not have a card and no money ah." The car was quiet for a moment. The master also froze for a moment. "So what? You want to take the bully car? Then you go down. The first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you're doing. The first thing you need to do is to get the best out of it. The first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you want to do. The first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you're doing." He saw Meng Ting to refuse to help. Casually touch a red ticket from the wallet of $100 thrown in. The teacher froze. "Which you?" Then did not say anything. Started the car. Meng Ting to frown. The bus does not allow to find money. So Jiang Ren took a bus, spent $100. She cannot help but some regret. If you help him swipe a card, he will not be so miserable. This year, transportation hubs are not as convenient as later. The bus is crowded with people. Jiang Shinobu grows taller, more cramped space for him. The car swayed, and Meng Ting several times almost hit the middle-aged man in front of him. A hand wearing black leather gloves grabbed her wrist and pulled her over. Meng Ting to Jiang Ren, "Let go of her." Jiang Ren said back, "To let go of you can stand stable." She held a red face. "I cannot let go of her. The first thing you need to do is to get rid of it." He laughed lightly. Ben was dominant, not allowed to speak, then turned his head to the man behind him and said, "Squeeze what ah squeeze, and then touch the old me a try." He spoke in a million ways, and do not care whether dirty. The man was also going to scold back. A look at the Jiang Shinobu goose. The young man grew tall. Silver hair and black diamond earrings. Always have a kind of gangster temperament. He did not dare to speak, but to walk out. Jiang Ren's fierce tone makes Meng Ting also a little afraid. She had to try to stay away from him a little. The company's main business is to provide a wide range of products and services to the market. Meng Ting to the face slightly red, but he is really fierce ah. She gripped the metal railing next to her, did not speak. However, the surrounding area is obviously much more spacious. The bus wobbled all the way. The terminal is not too far from Meng Ting home. The first thing you need to do is to get off the bus and find that Jiang Ren is not looking good. He is pursing his lips and frowning. He is seasick. The first thing you need to do is to get out of the car and go home. Jiang Ren was in a very irritable mood because of the raging nausea. "The first time I saw you, I was in the middle of a conversation. Why don't you eat what I give you?" The ice cream in her hand had melted, but she didn't move a single bite. "The first thing you need to do is to take a look at the ice cream." He grabbed it and threw it directly into the trash can next to him with a loud thud. "The first thing you need to do is to look at him. They are very close to each other, behind the ink-colored lenses. She has a pair of clear water pupils, some aggression. How can he be so domineering ah? Want to give? Say throw. Throw. Never mind. She will not get along with him for life, so do not bother with him." She thought for a long time and said softly, "You reach out." Her hair is soft. In the sunshine fairy on a layer of warm color. Jiang Ren cold eyebrows. Meng Ting to softly said, "I'm sorry, it's my fault." His fingertips trembled slightly, and he could not help but reach out his hand. It was early winter, November. The air was fresh. He lowered his eyes, and in the black glove, a small lemon-flavored soft candy was placed. "You may feel better if you eat this," she said softly. "I'm going home." The other hand pulled her. "What's wrong with your eyes?" Meng Ting to some panic. Afraid that his hands to touch her glasses, she hurriedly said, "There was a car accident. Eye injuries. Once blind." "Jiang Shinobu, you let go of me." He frowned, and now he can see. Meng Ting to the nod. cannot see the bright light. I'll take a look. You close your eyes first. Meng Ting to the heart of a shock. Let him see still awe. Let him look at it. The first thing you need to do is to take a look at the actual situation. The first thing you need to do is to get a good look at your eyes. The first time I saw her face was all red, so I couldn't help but laugh. How strange. The first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you're looking for. The first thing you need to do is to take a look at the picture. The company's main business is to provide a wide range of products and services to the market. She panicked like a rabbit being whisked away, and finally stopped walking slowly and stumbled forward. He threw the candy into his mouth. The sweet and sour taste haloed in the taste buds. Jiangrun leaned against the bus stop. The sky was clear in age. The city, which in his eyes was a poor and secluded urban area, became different for a moment. The sugar paper was tucked into his pocket. The first thing you need to do is not to look at it. It's not possible to be a beautiful woman. The first thing you need to do is to get back home and give the card to Xu Jitong. Xu Jitong looked at her unexpectedly. She explained that the reward of the Olympic competition. Xu Dad, you take it. Xu Jitong listened to her tell the story from the beginning. Xu Jitong heard her tell the origin. Smiling, listen to really powerful. This money you take, and go buy some nice clothes and a few. The money you take, to buy a few beautiful clothes and good food. Do not worry about home. Xu Dad will not let you suffer. Meng Ting to the eyes sore. She with a shallow nasal voice. I have pocket money. Xu Dad, you take it. She put the card on the table and intended to go back to the room. Xu Dad cheerfully. I'll give you a good listen to deposit it in the bank. There is a lot of interest. Listen to need to go to get it out. The first thing I did was to get the card from the room. She slept until noon. She was still wearing her pajamas. See her hand to take. Xu Jitong take the lead to take away. Xiaolan, clothes change to eat. This is your sister's things. Do not move. Xu Lan was reprimanded, also dissatisfied. I just look at how. Dad, how you are so eccentric. I have not bought new clothes for a long time. I haven't bought any new clothes for a long time. She was angry when she talked about this. The school does not require students to wear uniforms, although they do have a school uniform, but there is no mandatory requirement to wear it. She wore her own clothes, but her family was not well off, so her clothes were not as bright and beautiful as the other girls. At this age, it is good to compare. Shulan every time he sees people wearing nice clothes. It is hard to die, but also Meng Ting to can afford to wear so shabby all year round. Shulan always feel that walking in the campus others look at their eyes with ridicule. She stomped her feet and gambled away. She wants new clothes. What is wrong? Jiangrun like those girls, is not the same. Jiangrun likes those girls, is not that they can dress up than themselves? If she had money, she would look even better than those people. Meng Ting to the room, thought for a long time, pulled out the dusty box. She opened it. Inside were several beautiful dance costumes and a pair of white dance shoes. These were once the most beautiful things in her life, but unfortunately, after her mother's death, she never wore them again. Meng Ting to always feel guilty. She used to be as beautiful and dazzling as the aurora borealis. Everywhere she went, she was the most dazzling presence. The stage was so beautiful that she was dazzling and dazzling. When she was in junior high school, she would walk down the road and countless boys would secretly look at her. I heard Dang Chong say that her name was Meng Ting. I have seen her dance. Really beautiful. I've seen her dance. She's really beautiful. She talks softly. She's even more cute than my sister. Go talk to her. Meng Ting's mother is Xing Yujie. She can't help but smile when she sees how popular her daughter is. Let's see. A few more people followed you home today. She looked behind her and the group of boys scattered. Meng Ting to the slight annoyance. Mother, the first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you're getting into. The first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you are getting into. The last photo is the one of the last one, under the lights of the stage. She sat in front of the piano, Xing Yujie smiling behind her, her hand in her hair, the 14-year-old girl inside, soft hair pinned behind the ear, beautiful and wonderful to the point of being unbelievable. This is once her own. Meng Ting to the last life until death. Have been running away from these things. Did not open this box. If it wasn't for this game to pick her up, her mother would not have been in a car accident. When the car accident came, Xing Yujie held Meng Ting. After Xing Yujie died, for a long time, Meng Ting even smile cannot. The most beautiful light in life, into an indelible pain. She never danced again, and forgot her past self, her beautiful, dazzling self with a small pride. Meng Ting from a talented all-round girl to the most ordinary member of the masses. And now, she has to overcome the psychological barriers to pick them up again because of the dilemma faced by Shu's father. The first time I read the book on Monday, Everyone knew that Meng Ting to the Olympic Mathematics Competition Championship. The first thing you can do is to get the first place. And what about Lu Yu? Meng Ting to the chemistry book. Heard her answer second. Zhao Nangang smacked his lips. My goodness. Listen to Too Powerful. Right. The class is also talking about this. It is because Lu Yu is the goddess of the senior year. Lu Yu's family is good, but also cultivated. The usual like a high fairy, not touching the mortal gas, but did not expect to lose to a younger than her class of Meng Ting. The girls in the class couldn't help but say, Meng Ting too powerful, IQ crushing ah. The boys laughed and said, it's useless to win. People are so pretty, what's the use of good grades? The girls also whispered, although Meng Ting very well, but her eyes are really a pity. Hey, not to say, you heard about Lu Yu and Jiang Shinobu? She seems to be going out with Jiang Ren. The topic gradually deviated. Zhao Wanqing angry, listened to obviously all one, but was sympathetic. She is almost angry into a blowfish. The most important thing is that you can be sure that you're going to be able to get the most out of your life. The group often smokes under the ginkgo tree after school. The head teacher and teachers of their school did not dare to control him. And I heard that he did not attend a few classes. He was rich, really very rich, even if the Jiang family was kicked out. But he was very generous. Not many families could afford to buy a small car, not to mention the supercar driven by Jiang Ren. Meng Ting to herself heard these but did not care. She was still thinking about how to make money. A few years later housing prices will skyrocket. However, Xu Zhitong has long sold the house. The house is now rented, but also in the new development zone. The really poor and do real estate Jiang family, a few years later do not know how rich. The good thing is that she is at peace with herself. Everything is not okay. Died wants to understand that people are safe and healthy for life is the most important. When school is over, the next door of the vocational high school, a burst of noise. The first time I saw this, I found out what they were up in arms about. Shin Yuqing was waiting for Jiang Ren. She originally thought that Jiang Ren would come to her after a while, but she heard the rumors about Jiang Ren and Lu Yu. She could not resist any longer and took the initiative to come over. Jiang Ren fished out the lighter from his pocket and lit the cigarette between his lips. He smoked recklessly, and looked down at her for a long time. What are you doing here? Shin Yuqing said. Jiang Ren, let's start over. I will not make up my own mind in the future. Listen to you. Okay. Jiang Ren gave a TSK. Not interested. Go away. Meng Ting to the fear that Jiang Ren saw himself in the crowd. She lowered her head, pulling Zhao Wanqing away. Zhao Wanqing will be wrong. Listen. You are also very excited, right? This is Shin Yuqing. She begged Jiang Ren to get back together and was rejected. The first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you want. It is difficult to really like Lu Yu. Meng Ting to pursed lips. Let's go. Okay? The first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you want to do. The first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you want. She is just a good grade. The rest of the points than me. Jiang Ren, you do not have a little feeling for me. Jiang Ren, the company's main business is to provide a wide range of products and services to its customers. The first thing you need to do is to take a look at the picture you took this afternoon. The first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you are doing. He took out a small gold medal from his pocket, pressed the back cover and showed it to Shin Yuqing. His tone was bitchy. The first thing you need to do is to get rid of it. The people who are watching are looking over with wide eyes. However, the small gold medal is too small. Nothing can be seen. The crowd's curiosity was immediately hoisted. Shin Yuqing was close. She saw clearly. This photo is too old. The pixel is not good. Obviously a few years ago, the photo was taken. On the photo, which was less than 2 inches big, a young girl in a long golden dress had her fingers on the piano. She looked at the camera. Her smile was sweet and shy. The photo was a little faded, but it did not harm her delicate beauty. Shin Yuqing froze for a long time, could not say anything for a while. Meng Ting to the crowd outside also froze. Half a day she blushed white. The small gold medal she is familiar with, last night, was in the box. How will today to He Junming group of people's hands? He Junming he smiled. She looks good, right? The first thing you need to do is to get back into the business. The company's main business is to provide a wide range of products and services to the market. Shin Yuqing reacted, angry. She is only how old? You pervert. Right. The first thing you need to do is to get out of here. Shin Yuqing is also afraid of him. red-eyed and left. The crowd scattered. Meng Ting did not know whether to be angry or afraid. She gritted her teeth, heart pounding, looked at the small gold medal, also followed Zhao Wanqing to go. He Junming was so happy. Brother Shinobu, you really do not look at all. She is really good looking. This afternoon. The girl who played the piano last time. What's her name again? Oh Shulan. This is her little gold medal. I didn't think there was a picture behind it. He looked at it and felt stunning. The first time he said, did I see a little angel? Cute and fast. Fang Ten came over to look at the eyes. Also dumbfounded. Is very beautiful, but does not look old. He Han listened to their discussion, but also to join in the fun. Repeatedly marveled. Only Jiangrun lying on the table to sleep. He felt noisy. Shut up. Just annoyed Shin Yuqing. I do not know why. Subconsciously remember this photo. The first time I saw the photo, I didn't know why. The first thing you need to do is to take a look at the picture. The woman's face is so pure, so pure. The sky is clear in October. Jiangrun leaned against a tree, smiling a little gangster, open-color joke. A few years earlier to meet her, I may, he did not say, but men understand. He Junming thought, Shinobi you are the pervert, right? Meng Ting to after returning home, Xu Yang sitting on the sofa watching the ball. Shulan where? Xu Yang turned back. His cold face appeared a trace of consternation. In fact, he also recently found that Meng Ting to the attitude of Shulan gradually changed. In the past, she was very good to Shulan, also followed dad called Xiaolan, but recently Meng Ting and Shulan keep a distance, as if they met a stranger. Xu Yang replied indifferently. In the room, Meng Ting to purse her lips. She did not go to Shulan first, but went back to her room to take out the box. As soon as she opened it, she found that the box had been tossed around. The ballet skirt was crumpled into a ball, and the small gold medal was missing. Meng Ting to move the crumpled skirt away. The white color feather long skirt is also gone. Shulan really good eye. In her box, the white color feather dress is the most precious. That is the mother spent half a year to make the dress. Xingyu Jie good looking, but the origin is not good. She was born in a small village. Meng Ting grandparents in the small village teaching. Xingyu Jie young but loved the wrong person. She did not accept the match arranged by her family, and a foreign man eloped. Xingyu Jie left her hometown and did not have a good time, working as a female worker in a textile factory. Then the man abandoned her. She was pregnant with Meng Ting. She was a strong woman who didn't want to commit suicide, but rather wanted to raise her daughter well. When Meng was 10 years old, she made this dress with her own hands. Xingyu Jie was so handy that many rich wives were proud to wear the clothes she made in those days. Later, she stopped making clothes, just as she gave Meng Ting that she did not love that man anymore. The last dress Xingyu Jie made was this white color feather dress. She poured out all her love as a mother, stitch by stitch to embroider the colored feathers. White skirt a walk are the beauty of the flow of light. That is a skirt on the Republican style, even in modern times, but also very valuable and beautiful. Xingyu Jie doted on Meng Ting. Her daughter is an angel of heaven. She made her grown-up skirt. It was originally an adult gift for Meng Ting, but when Xingyu Jie died, Meng Ting to it and pressed it to the bottom of the box until the fire in her last life, which not only burned the dress, but also destroyed Meng's face. Meng Ting to close the box, got up to knock on Shulan's door. Shulan opened the door to see her. Some uncomfortable averted eyes. Sister. Meng Ting to hold out his hand. My skirt and gold medal. Shulan eyes wide. Sister, how can you wrong me, although you are my sister? But again, I will be angry. Meng Ting to look at her. The girl in front of her 17 years old, the same age as her, only 1 month younger than himself. Meng Ting to the girl in front of him, 17 years old, the same age as her, only a month younger than himself. Meng Ting to her once for a lifetime, doing his best to protect her. If not to save Shulan, she would not have been disfigured in her last life. Shulan is very good at pleasing people. Meng Ting to the year she lost her mother. Shu father mouth stupid, do not know how to comfort her. And Shu Yang even more needless to say. Only Shulan a sweet sister. She said, we will always be sisters family. Meng Ting to her without ever seeing her, and was good to her for life, but she will never care about Shulan in this life. Meng Ting to the silence in his eyes. You like Jiang Ren, so you took my gold medal to please him. The company's main business is to provide a wide range of products and services to the public. I'm sorry, but my dress is my mother's legacy. The gold medal. There is also my last photo with her. The previous things to you even if those two you cannot take. Shulan did not expect the always soft character of Meng Ting to this time so serious. She also came to anger. She also got angry and simply admitted, I went to someone's birthday party to borrow your skirt how? If I had a nice dress, would I look at your stuff? It's because of your eyes that our family is so poor. My father's salary was not low, but it was all used to pay your debts. Meng Ting to clench her fist. Half of the time she gently breathed a sigh of relief. Shulan looked at her, inexplicably some uneasiness in his heart. Meng Ting to the same clean and gentle Meng Ting. But something is different. I owe Shu Dad. I remember everything, but I don't owe you anything. All I had in the past, almost all gave you. Meng Ting to the piano. Shulan also clamored to learn, but she was not very perceptive. Only 2 years of learning, learned a little skin. Meng Ting that her family was in straitened circumstances, and she never studied piano again. At that time, her mother was still alive, but the family could only afford to pay for one child's studies. Meng can dance, many kinds of dances, and Shulan was also eager to learn, so Meng gave up learning with the teacher in order to give her such an opportunity. In order to give her this opportunity, Meng gave up learning with the teacher and practiced by himself. However, Shulan did not fight. Her body was not soft. She could not bear the pain of ligaments. After a month of learning, she gave up. Meng Ting, if you cannot return my things, I will go to Jiangren to ask Shulan where to see such Meng Ting. She also wanted to be mad. She also want to be mad. You go to want You go to want I will tell Dad. You are how to make his own daughter fast not to go on. Shulan finished and closed the door. Anyway, the gold medal is not to come back. She actually did not know that there is a photo behind. The class is rumored. This Tuesday He Junming birthday. Their gang is muddy, but all the rich kids. Shulan also want to be invited, so she threw the gold medal that Meng Ting from upstairs, and He Junming really remembered her. Shulan blushed and said that it was the prize she won for dancing. He Junming picked it up and saw the picture that fell out. He froze for a few seconds, then whistled and asked Shulan who was in the photo. Who was she? Shulan's face turned white. She could only force a smile. A few years ago I like a small star, now long ago retired from the circle. He Junming was a little disappointed. Quite beautiful. Give it to me. Invite you to play tomorrow night. Ah, Shulan eyes are lit up. Immediately said yes. The dress is also beautiful. Not only beautiful, but also special. Anyway, Meng Ting and do not wear. Give her to wear how to wear. The first time I saw it, I said, what's the point? Shulan once thought of going to He Junming's birthday party tomorrow when the eyes of others. The whole person is excited. If Jiangren is interested in her, she is not believe that Meng Ting really will go to want. After all, Meng Ting to grow up to be very good, almost no thorns, only soft and well-behaved. If Dad might be sad, Meng Ting will never let the sisters do not get along with each other. When Meng Ting to the next day to go to school, Shulan still did not bring things back. She knew she could only go to ask for it herself. She will no longer unconditionally give up Shulan. The photo is also a relic of Mom. How can not be taken as He Junming they play and tease things. The first thing you need to do is to get your own personalized copy. What about you? I have something to do. The first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you're doing. The actual time she went over to ask for the skirt, Shulan must have been too late to change on. Shulan will not return her home, but afraid to make a big deal at school, naturally will not insist on wearing that skirt. However, when she arrived in Shulan's classroom, Shulan front row with a small mirror of girls curious to see her, that, Shulan she left a long time ago. Today the 12th class He Junming's birthday, she did not go to the old Zhang's class, went directly to the, Meng Ting to frown. She did not expect this group of people directly all skipped class. Thank you. You know where He Junming's birthday party. The girl felt that Meng Ting to a soft voice, so she also told her, and Haitian sighed, Meng Ting to some difficulties. However, once I thought of Shulan's character, the skirt may be damaged. She finally took the bus to Haitian, the most expensive part of the city, by the sea, has restaurants, internet cafes, and KTVS. It is the property of the Jiang family's Junyang group. The school hours coincide with the end of the rush hour. Meng Ting to get off the bus. The sky is a little dark. The winter darkness is early, and at the moment it is already an ink color. The first thing you need to do is to get into the front door of Haitian. The receptionist is a man and a woman with a very good attitude. Please ask you are. The first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you're looking for. I'm looking for my sister. Can I? The female receptionist smiled. Students, no invitation cannot let you go up. The woman who is the front desk smiled, and could not let you go up without an invitation. Meng Ting froze, and upstairs came the song of someone who did not know. It was called a ghost cry. She knows this party is very lively. This situation Shulan not trouble. It is not Shulan. Meng Ting not to go to her aftercare. Her dress cannot be ruined. I am also, her rare lie. Cheeks are red through. He Juanming's friends. I came late. The female receptionist laughed. Little sister, lying is not right. Yo. The male receptionist also has some disdain for the look of the lenses. The company's main business is to provide a wide range of products and services to its customers. The company's main business is to provide a wide range of products and services to the market. Meng Ting to hesitate for a long time, raised his hand to take off his glasses. Opposite the two receptionists quiet for a moment. The young girl's cheeks are slightly red. I really am their friend. The living room light is too bright. She blinked uncomfortably, eyes hidden water. But also incredibly beautiful. The kind of pure beauty, simply better than all those who went up before. The male receptionist's face is red. Half a light cough. I'll help you, ask our students. The first thing you need to do is to put on your glasses and be a little nervous. The phone is connected and the male receptionist asks her what your name is. The first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you're doing. The first reaction to the call was to suspect that he had heard wrongly. Meng Ting, the first thing he thought was that he had heard wrong. The first thing you need to do is to get a good idea of what you're getting into. The first thing you need to do is to get your hands on a few of the most important things you can do. The 56,000 chips. In that year is not a small number. He got up, and He Juanming's phone was already in his hand. The front desk said, yes, this student said her name is Meng Ting. The phone call came from the teenager, pleasant low laugh. The receptionist didn't know it had changed. Let her come up? The first thing you need to do is to let her take the stairs. You said the elevator is broken. The first thing you need to do is to get to the corner of the third floor, and you can't help but curl your lips.